Hi, I'm Johnny Humes. I am an artist living and working in Manchester, and my artwork, Fanny Stella, is here in the Lowry as part of the Queen's exhibition, open till November. My art practice is kind of a mixture of oil painting, textiles work, and explores themes of drag and queer identity. Definitely takes a lot of inspiration from queer history and stories in queer history that haven't necessarily been told before. Queer stories that haven't had their place in art history yet, in portraiture, oil painting. I did my first oil painting when I was 16, and it's kind of led me here. Portraiture is a way of telling a story, and once you find the story that is the right story to tell and give it the love and attention that that story deserves, is a great way to whack it on a canvas and see the beauty in it. So Fanny and Stella were two people that lived in late 19th century London. They were arrested in 1870 outside the Strand Theatre, and because they were seen to be men dressed in women's clothing. So there was a whole trial where eventually they got off at the end of the trial because they didn't have enough evidence to prosecute them. I was so inspired by this story because they just lived so authentically and they just loved to live exactly as they are. So I got two of my friends, Banksy and Vil, who are Manchester performers. I got them to model the dresses that I made here. When I started painting originally, I would source outfits and costumes from eBay and random places, but they'd never had the actual costume that I wanted that was kind of historically accurate. So I learned how to sew, bought a sewing machine, started making these kind of historical inspired costumes, and it's actually quite hard work costuming. So I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to do that. Originally, I had this costume, the purple one. I made that in 2021 because I had the idea of doing this painting about Fanny and Stella, and then Stella's costume just kind of materialised 2 years after, but she was originally white, so this was a white bedsheet, so my grandma's white bedsheets. And then when I did the shoot, it was still in white, and I just edited it in Photoshop. And then I decided that I was going to put the dresses in the show, so I had to dye the white dress. I had to dye it 4 times, and because I've hand sewn all of the hem, and there's a lot of hand stitching that goes on underneath it, all of that had just come apart as I was dyeing it and washing it and drying it. So I almost didn't include this one in the show, but then I just put a bit of red in it, it was fine. We move, especially in artwork of this size, when it's put down to a phone screen size, there are so many details that you lose in it, and there's an essence in the piece that you don't always connect with. So I would always suggest to people, obviously not just my work, but I would always suggest to people to actually go and see a work if you like it. Seeing it in person, I feel like you can actually see the people and you can kind of get a sense of what the story is that I'm trying to tell through this piece. So yeah, if you haven't already seen it, please do come.